So welcome to a little chat between myself and Nathan Oakley. So Nathan, you've been in this debate for what seems like forever, but can you tell us something from your past? Maybe what your first memory was as a child?
My first ever memory was a Christmas one year when I was sat on my parents' bed. I remember it very vividly, and they gave me a space toy. I imagine it being about this big, and it was, it had a little cockpit and a little tether that you could stick the spaceman when he came out when he did his spacewalk. And I had it for a period of time, and it was the toy I took with me on my first day of school, what they'd now call reception class. And that toy has sort of stuck with me as long as I can ever remember, and it was the thing that inspired me to love space and love it with a passion. And from there, I can remember being taught the wonderful word of God and the Bible, and hearing the information for the first time as a young child. I had to accept the fact that the two beliefs were in opposition. What I was taught in Sunday school, what I was taught at church, wasn't the same as what I was being taught in science, and there was a confliction that just didn't jive. That was the bottom line, and so I accepted science. I loved space, and it had the quote-unquote answers. So space was the logical choice, so I veered away. My faith diminished, and it stayed that way for many, many, many years. And as a subscriber to the NASA channel, I always felt disappointed in the stuff they presented me, because I hoped and yearned for so much more than what I now know are animations.
So Nathan, you said that you fell on the side of science for many years. How come you are now a flat earther?
That the sun came first. We were developed from bits of it. The two don't jive. Now I'm definitely on the religious side of the fence, stacked up all of the different evidence, and it's vast, and the lack thereof in the heliocentric model.
So it was religion ultimately that put you on the flat earth. But how did you feel when you watched films like Star Wars and things like that?
Help me. Please let me go back to enjoying Star Wars. I just want it to be a ball.
Well, we'll see if we can get you back on the side of the truth, Nathan, but in the meantime, could you perhaps show us some of your research skills?
Here's a case in point. So this dot in the sky is, according to what we have labelled, a rocket. Now I know it's a rocket, not because I've read anything about the photograph, but because there's an arrow and the word rocket next to it.
And what is it that you actually ache for now, Nathan?
I would like to dispel the theory that the world in which we live is a flat plane. I feel that if I can see the equipment on the moon, with my own eyes, I can go back to living a normal life and stop making flat earth videos. I saw the lunar rover.
I get it, Nathan. I was exactly the same as you, and here I am back on the globe. So my next question is going to be, how is it that channels, including your own, are able to pull the wool over people's eyes?
It's duper's delight. These psychopaths love it. But I have a tendency to put things across as fact when blatantly I have absolutely no idea most of the time. The pull of this indoctrination is so strong that you will twist the words of something that you say you wholeheartedly believe in to make it fit. Crazy stuff. It's a huge lie.
Okay, so there are many people out there that actually believe that you are a Poe. So what would you say to those people?
Everybody knows how the world works because everybody knows we're on a globe. So it's the common knowledge. It's not like people don't know it. To be on the globe, or how we've came to be on the globe, you realise that we've got photographs, that we've been shown a globe by NASA, and that has been achieved by the moon landings, by way of the moon landings. We haven't got time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Yes, we all know about the curve. Yes, we've all seen the curve.
If the Earth is flat, though, what design is it?
If that's the case, if it's puddle theory and we've got dozens of different other worlds and aliens, heaven forbid, do actually exist, then, that's another possibility. As a flat earther, I don't believe that the sun is a vast distance away and coming through our atmosphere. I think it's inside our atmosphere. Some people would call that being inside a dome. We have an infinite plane. We have lots of different puddles, possibly with lots of other suns.
On your show, you are considered by many to be an expert. But if you had to give an honest assessment, how would you answer that?
Now, I don't profess to be an expert.
So one of the hottest topics out there currently is the black swan, but can you tell us why this is such a big issue?
It doesn't really prove the flat Earth, and I would agree with him. It's, if anything, it's a draw.
I heard recently that you also wanted to bring Bob Nodell from the Globebusters team on for a little one-on-one.
I wanted to interview him not just so we could have a love-in and he can tell me how wonderful I am and I can tell him how wonderful he is.
You once told me about a mad trip that you had that made you start looking into the flat Earth theory.
Taken a load of hallucinogenics and has rolled into the mud and has been captured or stumbled onto the set of this faking of the Mars landings after coming from a very, very strong hallucinogenic trip and being a Martian for a short time.
It is claimed by Globers that you have a odd sense of reality.
But on the whole, I see things in a totally different way to everyone else.
Okay, one last question. What is the one question that you've always wanted to know?
I'd love to know why the sky is blue. It's one of the first questions I can ever remember asking as a very small child. So it would be nice to have an explanation for this. Hopefully someone will take pity and help me find an explanation for why is the sky blue. The simplest question out there. We haven't got time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society. But I have a tendency to put things across as fact when blatantly I have absolutely no idea most of the time.
So when did you first get the feeling that you would be able to help or convert myself back to the globe? And what feelings did you experience when I actually told you that I would be coming back to the globe?
Well, I never thought that I could do that, and I didn't, because when we started working together on the podcast, one rule we had was that we would never talk about flat Earth. And the reason I suggested that rule stop was because I knew if we did, we'd just end up arguing. Because I thought I just never thought I could convince you, so I didn't even try. And I didn't convince you; you did it yourself. So yeah, it was never a thing.
And we have a very angry question here. Someone's really upset with you, actually.
Okay.
Really upset.
Is it my wife?
Yeah, it could be. Right. Yes, Ranty. He's banging the table. I can see it. Yes, Ranty. He has a question for you. Right. Ask him why in the hell he has virtually abandoned the Conspiracy Catz channel and doesn't produce any more content, question mark, question mark, question mark. I really enjoyed it, and I can't go on live streams he does with Dan because of the time difference, and a lot of his fans are very, very, very disappointed here in the USA.
Sad, isn't it? I am sorry. It's real work. Real work until the end of September for me is extremely busy. I picked up a contract to do something which I'm struggling to meet the deadlines on, and I'm having to put all my time and effort into that. But as soon as that contract is over, I'll be back on it.
Right. What is your favourite guitar?
I like the Les Paul copy I've got behind me on there. It's not a Les Paul, it's made by a company called Vintage. They make good guitars.
If you had the opportunity, which guitar would you actually like to own?
A real Gibson.
A real Gibson,
yeah.
Right, okay. When will Conspiracy Catz be posting videos again on his Conspiracy Catz channel? Love his videos about flirts. # space comment.
Next week. But,
promise?
Yeah, promise. I don't know when this video goes out though, so just make sure you put it out a week before I post the video.
Right, when's a new version of the Great Globe Prover coming out?
It came out, was it my last video or the video before? And I changed it to optical effects, which was what people said caused the image at Southport. So yeah, check it out, 2 videos ago.
In a debate about young Earth, at what point did you realise that Ray Comfort was there to preach and not to debate?
Really early on, actually, really early on. But I wasn't sure. It kind of twigged to me in the debate, was he coming expecting a chat or was he coming expecting a full-on debate? So when I realised he wasn't there to debate, I didn't know whether to really jump down his throat and hammer him or just to facilitate a flow of conversation. It was difficult.
Okay, right. How did you get into debunking Flat Earth, and what did you think when first discovered Flat Earth was a thing?
I first discovered it was a thing when a kid that I taught showed me a video. It was a video of Dell actually pouring water on a ball. And they were in stitches. They brought it to me and they were laughing the socks off. And they were just like, why does he think this? And I thought, oh look, I've got a kid here who's never normally interested in science, and they've got something here that's turned them on to science. They're asking scientific questions. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could interview a flat earther and then show that interview in lessons, and the kids could find out why the flat earther was wrong with everything they said. So I interviewed Sleepy Warrior. I got in touch with him just by searching flat earthers on the internet, and that's kind of where it started.
Okay. Right. Please can you ask him which flirt he enjoys debunking the most, or which flat earth irritates you the most?
Oh, I enjoy debunking. I take a lot of pleasure in debunking Nathan Oakley the most, because he, I just think he's extremely obnoxious. Now that sounds horrendous, but I do think that he's obnoxious. It's nice just to show everyone how wrong he is at times.
And who irritates you the most?
I'm going to it's Nathan Oakley. Yeah. Other than that, he's a top guy.
He gets double whammy for that. Right. Do most flat earthers believe in all the other conspiracy theories?
Well, I'd say that's a question for you, but you answered that when I interviewed you.
Yes.
So I can now say that yes, you arrive at flat Earth after buying into lots of the conspiracy theories. Yeah.
Yep. Right.
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, you did. Yes. Right. Oh, interesting. Which flirt does he feel is the most dangerous to society?
I just think the one with the biggest reach, or the flat earther that also has a big reach, but also puts out other misinformation about more, I don't know, sort of like viruses don't exist, that kind of stuff. So who could that be? I'm not really sure.
Well, could the question also have meant dangerous as in like real violent, like
about
Dan Pratt and something like that,
I mean, it could. Who knows what they're like in their real lives? I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if a few of them. And I try and stay away from people that I think are genuinely proper mental, because it's not their fault. It's not. If they're that mental, like, it's not their fault. I try and focus on the people who aren't, but are preying on the fact that there are mental people out there that they can grab hold of.
Fair enough. Please ask him what's up with his release schedule, and have you signed the divorce papers yet?
I've not signed the divorce papers yet. Yeah, release schedule, it's just real. I'll be back on track soon, like I said before. It's just real world business.
Right, what would your name be if you were to become a wrestler tomorrow?
I think it would be Twisty McNips. Twisty McNips, yeah.
Okay, Twisty McNips it is. Yeah. Somebody's going to make a YouTube channel or a sock account for that. Twisty McNips.
Superimpose my face on a wrestler.
Is Fleur Farmer Remover helping your hair regrow back?
Well, what do you reckon? I've not shaved it for a day or two.
Yeah, I mean, it is growing quite fast, isn't it?
Yeah.
I literally had a full haircut yesterday. And it's just I've stupidly put it on this morning, and look what's happened on the way over it. I drove over and look at it.
Like cousin it.
I know, it is terrible. Right. I know I keep saying it, but observations of clouds and horizon and meeting points, or convergence as in a train tracks in a straight line. And how is this an observation? You don't even need tools to observe. I don't know what that isn't even a question, so I don't even know why I've read that. In whose shower are we meeting?
Pass.
Right, okay. We're running out of questions, but I'm getting there. I am obviously getting there. Hold on. Can you juggle?
Yes.
Can you?
Yeah, I can juggle, yeah.
You have to do that on a video.
Yeah, I will. I'll juggle on a video for you. I can only juggle with 3 balls. I can't juggle with 4. I've never tried to learn. Maybe I'll try and learn with 4.
Right. In your podcast with Simon Dan, you opinioned that there was a slim possibility that the moon landings could be fake. This was shocking to me, as you're the only active debunker of conspiracies. Are you willing to use some of your own advice that you normally give to flat earthers and research why the moon landings couldn't possibly be faked?
Yeah, I've done a video on that before, and I think what I said might have been either misinterpreted or maybe I was sloppy with my words. I'm not sure exactly what words I said, but what I said was that depending on when you look at flat Earth and compare the science of flat Earth, none of it stands up. None of it stands up at all, in my opinion. But with the moon landing, well, I think what I said was something like, somebody might believe the moon landing because maybe I referred to the Cold War and the space race and there being a motive to be the best and to win. I think I also said in the podcast though, but actually the science behind it doesn't support it whatsoever, but one could say there was motive for it. I think that's what I said. So yeah, if I did say there was a slim possibility it was fake, then I've probably misspoke, but
okay.
It happens.
So we have a question from Ruhif here. Now Ruhif's really interested in this question. Catz, why are you such a sexy man?
Well, you know, one can't help these things. I don't know. I never say one. I've said it twice now. Yeah, I wish that was true, mate. I wish that was true. Cheers, buddy.
Right, well, to be fair, I think that's all the questions I want to ask. The rest of them are just from trolls, so I'm not going to ask those questions because...
The answer's 12 inches then?
12 inches, yes.
Whatever the question
10
was.
inches, 10 inches is 10 inch for me.
So what's the diameter of a typical iPad? Is that?
No, it's the length of my P1000.
Oh, P1000, right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And yeah, some people seem to think that this is not actually here anymore for some reason. I have no idea. Can you see the P1000?
I can see the P1000 right in front of my eyes.
And yeah, it's amazing that the people seem to think that it just flew away or something. I have no idea where that is. But thank you very much, Catz, for answering all those questions. And I guess we'll wrap it up. And yeah, thanks very much. You've been very honest, very funny as usual. And yeah, we'll get that put together and put out on a new video.
All right.
Cheers.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, guys. That's been it. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next one.